So the next piece of business I have to share is a follow-up from a past report, and that is results of the private investigation following the alleged hostile work environment here in City Hall. I have in hard copy for Barbara, and there's an electronic version. I have included the engagement letter of the private investigator, as well as two different letters saying the same thing. One has more detail for City Council review. The finding of the investigation was of no hostile work environment and no individual complaint of harassment or a hostile work environment within city government. The investigator, Terry L. Pastore of Pastore Crans, was engaged by the city with recommendation from Maya, our insurance risk carrier. Within the engagement letter, it lays out very clearly what her scope is, the hourly rate. We do not know if Maya will take on the expense of this because of the nature of the complaint and the result of the letter. So I will keep everybody informed on that, but gave you the information around finances and also a detailed description of what the investigator did and who she talked to and the specific documents she reviewed.
Just curious, the word hostile work environment initiated this investigation, and after talking to the insurance company, they advised it.
Yes.
Would this have been something that would have been done for any city resident who may have made that claim, or was it because it was a former mayor? I'm just curious how that legally works, because obviously those words initiated an expensive investigation. And I'm curious if it had to do with the fact that it was a former mayor, so therefore a former city employee.
No, it was the language of the letter. And we actually, it was a specific letter that went to a specific department in City Hall, and with the words hostile work environment, it's a trigger for potential harassment claim.
So if any resident had sent that letter, it would have had initiated. Secondly, do you know how much this is costing the city's taxpayers yet? I
do not. We're looking at the in front. I would love our risk carrier to cover it, but who knows? Hourly rate is $350. And if there is other attorneys, there's another attorney with this firm that's $230, and also another one with $365 an hour. So it wasn't about who it was a specific complaint using trigger language. And we also, before going right to Maya, we also consulted our labor attorneys to see if there's any other way to mitigate.
Okay, thank you.
I'm sorry, I'll come
So you helped clarify who could put forth these complaints, and the language, it was basically the language used, not the prior office held. What mechanisms, so to avoid potentially going from 0 to 60 in the future with situations like this and costing the city a lot of money, what mechanisms are in place in City Hall and our municipality where someone could comfortably and safely bring forth a complaint like this, but you know, have it handled in such a way that it's not as costly and may not result in such a broad investigation?
I mean, one, I would just go to the intent of the law, where any complaint or concern that's given that is alleging or receiving something around this language should be investigated to the full extent it can be to make sure that there's not something else embedded or we have an organizational situation. Certainly the school employees have training around harassment, and also we have policies within City Hall. If there had been maybe conversation, maybe before something in writing, it would be different, but that's complete speculation on my part. And I would not undertake such expense without consulting attorney first, and then Maya, to make sure that we were taking the proper course. And if there was a way not to do it. I would follow that.
Councilor Kwasinski, you have a question?
Having just received this as we arrived today, in looking it over very quickly, let me just see if I can read a section of it. In fact, where Mr. Tosnick's allegations do not relate to membership in a protected class, I don't believe there's any further interviews necessary to investigate claims. That it sounds like what he's saying is that he's not saying anything about the work environment other than it not being a hostile environment. What he's saying, what I'm reading is, he's saying that
Who's saying?
the
When you're
author
saying
of
he,
this letter,
it's
Terry Pastore Esquire, 70
It-
Commercial
it-
Street, Concord.
Yeah,
He's
Terry's a
saying-
she.
I'm sorry. It says that the hostile work environment is not based on a protected class. Is that correct?
Right. Mayor Tosnick made an allegation, former Mayor Tosnick made an allegation in a letter around a hostile work environment. That hostile work environment, separately or together, could identify a protected class.
And you engaged an attorney to investigate whether it was a protected class, because I imagine if it were a protected
No.
class, they would have said...
I did not.
Who hired the attorney?
That was a part, I had hired the attorney, but not because of protected class. It's a part of the analysis around harassment and hostile work environment.
Okay, so we can rest assured that it's not a hostile work environment based on a protected class, based on this letter. Is that good? You brought this to us?
Yes, I mean,
Okay.
yes.
I know we all did get this today, so certainly, this does not mean that if after reading it you have additional questions.
Right, that was just the first one that popped up. I'm sure
Exactly.
everyone, once this is in the public domain, everyone will have their thoughts on it. But thank you for sharing.
No, yeah.